In this video, let's talk a little bit about the EuroFX. I want to just quickly show you a setup and a trigger for this morning's market. This is very classic. Of course, we're looking at the day trading time frame. This is a range bar 6 on the EuroFX. And the first thing I want to point out is just this beautiful little wedge formation that's coming in here. If we draw this bottom side of that in here, you can see we got a nice little wedge formation coming in there. The thing that's interesting about this wedge formation is not so much the wedge itself, but the fact that the wedge formation is coming in at exactly the right time of day. Now, we're looking for the morning session to open up, and of course we know that the stock market opens up at around 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, but this market, the EuroFX, has already been in play. If we go back in history, you can see it's already been moving and playing. This market is a 24-hour market, but we do have what I like to call a soft open, which starts sometime around the same time that the stock market opens back in New York. So this is a time frame that we start looking for. I like to be in front of my computer around 8:30 looking at these markets Eastern Standard Time and looking for my first trigger. Now, the great thing about this is that we have this nice little morning setup, which is the little wedge formation, but the big trigger here is the crossing of that blue light system at the exact same time as it breaks out of this wedge formation. So this is our setup, and of course the intercept order on the blue lights is our trigger. This is the confirmation. The bulls and bears changing from neutral to bullish is a confirmation of the trend. And of course, if we take our dollar calculator and we stretch that up in there, you can see if we just exit out on this first blue light system and trail up, this would have been a $262 move. Now, of course, that number does not represent commissions and fees, but that's the trend move. And if we come in here and we look at the key, we can come over here and we can see that a day margin is a $1,155. So what does that mean? That means that you needed to have $1,155 in your trading account for every contract you wanted to take long on this position, which was a $262.50 move in the market. If you'd have made two contracts, that would have doubled this amount, and you would have needed to double this amount. So around $2,000, let's say, make it easy, around $3,000 in your account, you could have done two contracts easily off of this trade. Now, if you didn't get in on this first trade, there was a second opportunity. Let's come in here and clean this up. And the second opportunity is what we like to call a little bull flag in here. And as you can see, this is a nice little bullish flag in here. Just kind of this little hesitation in the market. Of course, it seems insignificant, but when you have the bulls and bears blue light system turned on, it shows it very prevalently that you have a break in the trend. The break in the trend is identified by the bulls and bears blue light system. You now have this second opportunity for entering the market or re-entering the market or adding on a position. Let's say you were already long one contract, you could have added on another contract right in here for a second position long. You could have gone in with two contracts. All right, let's say we went in with two contracts, we then liquidated one off, taking a profit off of this one here. Secondly, re-entering with a second contract here, again keeping one long position for the entire trend, getting back in with a second one for a second drive high. So there's a number of different strategies you can use using multiple contracts simultaneously to trade these different types of trends and patterns. You can see again this market was a $237.50 move approximately from the entry to the exit of this blue light system in here, again per contract, not representing commissions and fees. So this is a nice little strategy, happened very first thing this morning on that soft open on the EuroFX. The number one question I get when people watch my videos is they want to know what software platform I'm using and what indicators I'm using. First and foremost, if you come to our website, tradementors.com, you'll notice that we have a section here called Tools for Traders. If you click on Tools for Traders, the software tools in here are listed. And you can see the recommended trading tools. We have the live trading platforms that we use. These are from Track and Trade Live Futures, and Track and Trade Forex. If you click these more info buttons, you can find out more information about the platforms we're using. I also use a plug-in to the live futures version that is called the Bulls and Bears. That's the Bulls and Bears is what turns the price bars red, yellow, and green and gives me the Elliott wave blue light system. And so that's a plug-in into the live version of Track and Trade, and it works on both the live futures as well as the live Forex. Track and Trade also has two other versions of software that we love. This is the Track and Trade end-of-day version. The reason we love that one is because it has a historical trade simulator, allows you to go back in time and move the charts back and forward like a little VCR and practice your trading. We also have the stocks version in here. Again, if you want more information about these, just click the more information button and it'll give you more information about these individual tools. Now, some research tools that we love and that we have here listed as well are the Trade Miner tools. This is Trade Miner for stocks, futures, and forex. This is one of the research tools that helps us identify the fundamental nature of markets. And then, of course, we have News Miner. News Miner is the current active information, scours the internet, tells you what the current news is on any given stock, future, or forex, and then ranks them, which ones or which markets are in play. So again, if you want to have a little bit of information about the tools that we use here at Trade Mentors, come to our website, www.tradementors.com, and click on the Tools for Traders button.